Hello everyone, and welcome back to Fablehaven Iratus, Wrath of the Necromancer. We resume our journey with the Defiler where we left it off last time at the end of the second floor. We have slain the Mech Bros. Good old Mario and Luigi, as one comment put it. And it went okay. It actually went pretty well. We pretty much brute forced our way through it with a ton of attack damage, and it just all worked out. So we shall be breaching into the mercenary barracks, and as promised, we will be bringing with us a stress build to pivot away from murdering people. Now we're going to give them all heart attacks. That would be the original plan. But of course, in Wrath of the Necromancer, we have access to the abomination. So what we're going to do today is we're going to take an old build, and we're going to give it a new spin, a new shine. And that is the weakness of a stress build is that even if you reduce an enemy's sanity to 0, they're not dead. You, of course, have to hit them again and again and again until you trigger heart attacks. The more unlucky amongst us have that happen up to 6 hits. So usually what I've done in the past is we have used the Infested, who I resisted creating because we've used the Infested as our hyper carry before. Where are you? Then here. We've used the Infested with his Pestilent Rain to attack 4 times. To roll the heart attack 4 times. And it worked out pretty well, actually. Good old Nergleth carried us all the way. But because we've done the hyper carry Infested, we shall not be doing that today. And instead, to have our win condition to slay our foes, we will be using the Abomination's Wrath ability Break and Swallow, which deals a sizable amount of stress damage. And if that enemy has 20% sanity or less after the damage is dealt, they will be eaten. Yep, Stitches is going to put him in his belly. Stitches want to play. Obviously, bosses and inedible enemies are immune. We've upgraded that to Terrify and Swallow because Stitches is terrifying. Any low-level character can attribute to that in World of Warcraft, of course. Which has dramatically increased its dread damage, actually, from 100% to 150%, which just lowers the threshold that we can eat people at, which is fantastic. He currently has his Pound of Flesh upgrade, which is his unique item. At the start of combat, he will begin with 1 charge of Break and Swallow, which is the regeneration buff from his Wrath. So that's basically where his survivability comes from, that and having 150 vigor. We've also equipped him with the Acid Gland. This is completely irrelevant for stress builds, but it's here because stress builds still have to somehow overcome constructs, which are immune to stress damage. So we'll be using Gut, the multi-tentacled slap from Stitches, to strip off the armor and resistance so that the rest of the team can poke away at the construct. The only other relevant upgrade here is the Dread Roar. This is his movement ability. Well, it's a debuff that causes people to switch positions. It also deals dread damage now with this particular upgrade, which is important because these are his only 2 dread dealing attacks. So we're going to see how that goes. I'm assuming we're going to be round 1 war marching, and then we'll be just whipping people around. Now the tank of the build, the true tank, is going to be Anubis, our mummy. Now the mummy is an old school character, and I have had a rough time with them, historically. That began to change not too long ago, because the Cursed Bandages are amazing, and the changes to the Hex Beam have made the Cursed Bandages really good. At the start of the turn, the Mummy restores 4 Vigor for each curse on enemies. And of course, with the upgraded Hex Beam into Vengeance Beam, we'd apply a curse to everyone. That's 4 curses right there. And we're not done with that. But that's basically the premise of the Mummy's existence. We've also gone with his single target curse has been upgraded to do more curse things. What a shock. His Clinging Rack's been upgraded to Savage Wraps, which just makes it so enemies lose 20 luck for 2 turns instead of 10. We probably won't be using this too much, because of course Anubis is currently in the 1st position, and he has to be backwards. Although Murder Mummy is a thing, don't think it's not. It is, and it's funny. We've upgraded Impending Horror into Impending Misery. I like this upgrade a lot because it gives the mummy an option to move enemies, which is, of course, very important for interrupting stances and just for annoying things. So I like it a lot. We upgraded his Absorb Curse into Cursed Feast, We counted this with the fact that it removes debuffs from allies, because we have other ways to remove enemy buffs, which is the absorb power direction. As we've gone over that, his Wrath ability is Amplify Curses. It deals a buttload of stress damage, and then it will deal additional stress damage for every point of negative luck that the enemy has. We don't really care about that because we're not going to be manipulating that a whole lot, but I went and upgraded it with Eternity of Misfortune for the 10 additional vigor and to extend all debuffs. They'll probably be dead if we press this button, but hey, it's worth a shot. The reason that the mummy is all about reducing luck is because of his feature. If something attacks the mummy, they're going to lose 10 luck. They're out of luck. And of course, you can manipulate it with Savage Raps if you want to, but again, probably not doing that. This Wraith has been sitting here for quite some time, and allow me to introduce Kasogtha, Cthulhu's sister. I didn't know he had a sister. I didn't know Eldritch Abominations had genders. But yeah. Hi. She is described as a writhing mass of tentacles. So there's plenty of hentai going on here for Kasogtha to be the inspiration. So, our first female Wraith. Round of applause. Kasogtha is here because, let's all be honest, I just really wanted to use this skin. That's it. Also, the Wraith is pretty nifty. They come with a lot of innate block and ward 2 at the start, which is a lot. And their survivability is kind of funny in that it goes off of both evasion and their wards and blocks because of their unique item, where for every block and ward, the Wraith will gain 5 evasion. And to help support this, we have also upgraded Evolution into Survival, which moves the Wraith 1 position forward and will restore 1 block and 1 ward until the end of battle. Very nifty. Lots of survivability on the Wraith if you build them for it. We also upgraded their magical attack, which will help us kill constructs just to do more damage. Again, killing constructs. We've upgraded Ghostly Fire into Ghostly Inferno. This will allow the Wraith to curse 3 people, which will empower Anubis' healing. And Ghostly Veil we upgraded for Spectral Fog to improve the evasion of the trap that he puts on the ground. The friendly trap. Don't hear that very often, do you? A friendly trap. Also, if we're ever in an emergency situation, we can pop his Wrath ability to move everyone around. And that does all sorts of fun shenanigans. But in place of Hypercarry Infested, we have a Dark Knight. Now, I have given the Dark Knight a lot of crap in the past. Just a tremendous amount of crap. And I've gone all out on him, because I've never really given him the chance to truly shine as a hypercarry or as a primary source of damage. He's always just kind of been there to do stuff and things. But today, he's going all out, and we'll see if it's worth it, because I put some very important items on him. And also, this is the only ectoplasm I had, and I wasn't going to gamble for more. So, congratulations, you have an ectoplasm. Name courtesy of Kirvets, our resident Dark Knight expert and lover, the only one. Mordred. Because I need Mordred, and because Mordred is the name of King Arthur's eternal rival. Although I'm pretty sure he dies pretty early on in the story, doesn't he? Anyway, you get the point. Dark Knight, Evil Knight, Mordred, more damage. So the very important part about the Dark Knight here, especially in the 4th position, is his stance. And this is where everything's going to come together, and the reason why I've given him these specific items. We've upgraded it from Futile Hopes to No Tomorrow. Each time an enemy receives a debuff, the Dark Knight deals 75% stress damage to it. That attack will trigger the Spider Mandibles. I think it's the AoE version, which is the 2%. So they'll lose 2% Vigor and Sanity, and it will trigger the Crowpaw. I think it's AoE again. We'll find out here real quick. Applying a curse for 6 stress damage. This curse applied from the Crowpaw heals Anubis as well. You can see where this is going, right? And this debuff application applies to Stitches and War March. So we've kind of wrapped it all together around the Dark Knight. I never thought I would say that. The other upgrade we've gotten is for Dark Tie. This removes all debuffs from the Dark Knight, restores mana and wrath. We've upgraded to Dark Cleansing to restore more mana and give me one dread. For Hollow Stare, this is his single target stress bomb, which can actually hit very hard. We've upgraded it to Stare into the Void, which is the upgrade that allows more damage to be dealt based on buffs or debuffs of the target. We should all be familiar with that because of Kamazots. This is just the stress variation. Now, unfortunately, he does have to move forward to use this, which is kind of problematic because Kasagoth has to be here to use Ghostly Fire, or Ghostly Inferno as it is, but we'll deal with that when the time comes. Heartless Slash upgraded into Edge of the Abyss, just because it's more physical damage, and I'm not going to be upgrading physical damage, or armor really, so I didn't want to go the other direction. That's it. Mordred also has a unique way of healing himself with his Wrath. This is a unique ability in that it just steals life. That's it. I don't actually know if it will trigger Spider Mandibles or Crowpaw, so that's some science that we're conducting here today. The feature of the Dark Knight is that they cannot be critically hit. This makes them pretty unique as a tank, but the problem is that even though they can't be crit, which is nice, their baseline Vigor pool is terrible. It is 75 by default. We put 1 point in there, raising it up to 80, and I'm staring at this durable materials upgrade to give all minions 8 Vigor. I still haven't decided if I want to just hold points to get overwhelming ire, because this is going to be pretty important moving forward, or if I want to just start dumping more points back into alchemy. I've done a lot of talking. Also going to give us some mana back. We can use our low-level brains for, not that, this one, calcination. Woohoo. And I can use one of these items like this. Or this. Yeah.
Ah, the smell of successful alchemy.
Oh. And before I forget, sorry you're coughing, Iratus. The most important thing, we have a lot of stuff to sack to the Dark Gods for experience, but the most important thing, the Shackles of War. This is what this build, the reason this build exists now is because of this. Enemies cannot escape or become inspired. There is literally no counter, besides constructs, to the stress build when you have the Shackles of War equipped, and it feels good. So without further ado, let us head to the mercenary barracks. As the dwarves fell before the onslaught of the Walking Dead, news of the crisis started to spread far and wide. The human kingdom was rich and willing to pay gold uncountable to whomever could manage to bring them the head of the newly awakened necromancer. They would all gather here in these barracks. Cunning rogues and learned mages, knights and elven rangers, all following the siren call of coin. They knew not of the true scope of danger that awaited them. In the end, they were just lambs gathering before the butcher. That's me. Ah, the third floor. Welcome back. Welcome back, my friends. Now, if you... in the early access, this was the final floor. So I am very well versed in the third floor, and all that it has in store for us. Its annoyances, its grievances, and the things that are gonna kill us. But here we go. As always, we'll do these first few combats to get into the part where everything begins opening up, and then we'll decide where we want to go. Wow, you got a crit on me already. Son of a... This is awkward. You need more initiative, Mordred. Mordred? More like more initiative? Anyway. Let's get started, shall we? Now, one of the potential downsides... Okay, so the stance is AoE. That's a little unfortunate, but I was kind of expecting it. Because...
Savor these last few heartbeats.
Ah, damage is beautiful. So 127. Is this going to be enough? Can you... 169? Nice. Let's see if Stitches can actually eat them from this position. Aww. I must have been so close. I don't know. They stole my sanity. We did. Oh, now you go first. Okay. I see how it is. If I just a little bit more sanity. See, if I had... What's it called? the thingy. Become unlucky. If I had overwhelming ire, I'd probably be able to eat again already. Go insane. Alright. Well, time to feast.
Hope there will still be enough left to reanimate.
I'm gonna eat the swordsman. Nom nom. Well, stress builds are good. Who would have thought? That delay kind of scares me because we are already build 180.12, but I started this campaign on 180.09, and as we get farther and farther away from the build the campaign began on, the higher the chance things are gonna break. Please don't break on me. I need this game. I'm gonna toss this. I'm doing this just for the sake of stuff and things. Throwing away extra wards because I'm totally brave. I don't regret that at all. What are you talking about? I mean, I'm full health, so... Some mana. That 2 mana restoration. Oh, you love to see it. Hi, everyone. I probably should have talked about the enemies, huh? I was just so focused on stressing them to death that I kind of forgot. Rip. Well, anyway, everyone that was in the last fight's in this fight, so let's talk about them. That's cute. So we have the Bard. Actually, this is the one that wasn't in the last fight. She will escape if she's the last member remaining, but she does all sorts of incredibly irritating things. Like what, you may ask? Well, like restoring health and sanity, like removing debuffs, like being a total irritation.
Your frail bodies fail you.
So she's a support character, very much like the Oracle, or the Dwarven Oracle from the last 4. Just, you know, less priest-like. The crossbowman is very straightforward. He's a crossbowman. Shocker, right? And I'm gonna eat him.
One more for the stockpiles.
He's annoying in that he can damage your backline characters. He loves to go for them, so keep that in mind if you are rocking some hypercarry squishy lads, which is the type of build I usually run, so I'm speaking from experience on that one. The rogue will deal more damage if your health is low. So the ability to either just pull out block attacks or to recover, pretty important when fighting a rogue. Oh, I can't reach you. Alright, whatever. You're all low enough, I'm just going to eat you anyway.
Maybe I'll craft this one.
Bye! Aww.
Mop up
She
the
got
gore.
away.
I'd hate to see plants using it as fertilizer.
Boo. Okay, we got a level 19 brain, and I'm going to take this opportunity to give that to Kasagtha. Am I? I probably should. This is a huge leap. I did say I was building this around Mordred, didn't I? Oh, I did. Yep, I did say that. I don't regret that at all. That's not something that came out of my mouth. Well, we are such a low initiative team, aren't we? That's actually funny. I find this humorous. There you go, Kasagtha. Mordred's powerful enough. So, with that, we'll upgrade Terror Wave into Panic Echoing Terror. Yep, that's it.
Serve me well, my minion.
Which of these do we want? We can get another movement spell. Do we need... We don't need another movement spell. Let's go Necrotic Squall. Deal more damage. More damage. All of the damage. So I'm probably gonna... Again, evasion is very important for the survival of our characters. So we'll go ahead and do that and then pop one into Dread. Call it a day. Move on with our lives. Okay, what are we looking at for the map? Excuse me? This is odd. So we can go left. It looks like... Ooh, we have a few very interesting paths. Oh, this will be blocked off if I go this way. Okay. So we can go left, down the mid, or to the right. I like the altar. More dark knights to sacrifice to the dark gods. We could do a loop-de-loop. Loop-de-loop sounds fun. There's something dramatically amazing over here. We do the loop-de-loop. Do I want to go this way or this way? I'll reassess it when we get there. Let's do the loop-de-loop. It's loop-de-loop time. We could get the steal and then Iratus, Iratus have 4 points and we have another overwhelming iron. Ooh. The Orb of Negation, the minion becomes immune to debuffs. This is basically the plus side of the skeleton's feature. It's a pretty good orb, actually. The Hawkeye, after missing an attack, the minion receives 8 accuracy until the end of combat, cannot stack more than 5 times. We have 2 of these, don't care for them. And the Lantern of Souls, when an enemy dies, the minion restores 20% vigor. This is good. I'm going to take this.
A dark collecting.
And I'm going to give it to Kasankta, who has no real way to heal. Beautiful. Also, Anubis has the Burning Blood. So 25% of his attacks restore Wrath. Now, I figured that this is kind of whatever. I've never really used it before because I don't feel like it's worth the slot, honestly. But ooh, this is going to be annoying. But fun. I've never used it before, so I just thought, you know what? Why don't I slap it on Kasankta, zap everyone, get a few Wrath back, and call it a day. Ow. That is really not good. What? Why are you here?
Strength through pain.
This is how it should be. Did they move me, or was I just positioned incorrectly? These are the real questions. Also, I need to probably protect Mordred before he gets wrecked. But it looks like I'm going to have an opportunity to heal here, so that's good. Or not. That's right. I can't use this back here. Positioning. What is it? What are my chances that I don't get killed? Let's find out. Let's find out together.
Now that's gonna leave a mark.
Yay. Not dead. Thank you. Alright, just drop that bomb.
Your frail bodies fail you.
And that, my friends, is why the mummy's awesome. Well, one of the many reasons. Stitches want to play.
Mine is the winning
Okay,
side.
Mordred, listen up. Oh, I saw Spirit and I was about to lose my mind. All minions and enemies gain H in evasion until the battle ends. This is sketchy. None of these makes it I can use it in the back, huh? I really wanted Dark Greed to make it a single target one. Was this chain? I feel like I could have used this in the back before. No, whatever. I'll take Ravenous Abyss. This is lower than I thought it was. I thought it was 45, but I guess it's 35 figure. So basically, Dark Greed just turns it into a single target attack, and it's always going to be 35 figure. Or Ravenous Abyss has a higher ceiling in that if you hit 4 enemies, that's 60 figure return to you, but less damage dealt to a single entity.
My enemies are in for a nasty surprise.
But I am going to take the health, because as you can see, we kind of need it. Just a wee bit. Stitches want to play. You need more initiative as well, Mordred. More dread, more like more initiative.
I embrace this fury.
So with 4 talent points, we're picking up overwhelming ire. Ultimate abilities cost 10 less wrath. That brings Stitches down from 65 to 55. I'll display that in combat, which is good. Good. Do I have an X? No. I'm not sacrificing Carnunos. That would be cruel of me. Carnunos has served me well. And loyally. Have this ghoul instead. This is her new skin, by the way. It's kinda the same. She got a haircut. I think I still prefer this one the most. Goodbye. You've done well.
I break.
You know, done well in the whole. Ooh, Dark Knight. I don't think I'm ever gonna use this. I've used this once, and it was because I wanted to prove a point that I could get to 100 evasion. And unfortunately, that is when I discovered. What am I doing? Dark Knight. That's when I discovered that you cannot have over 100 evasion, and I was very sad. Because for every point of accuracy over 100, it chips away at evasion. So some of these enemies later on have like, I think it's the Royal Gunner who has like 165% accuracy. Like, what the? Aw, another pound of flesh. But with all that accuracy, you would think, hope, maybe, that you'd be able to scale evasion beyond it. But no. You can't.
Skeleton will clean up this mess later.
I just wanted Mordred to be at full health, honestly. I'm trying to think of what item I want. That's why Stitches was in front. Well, I can't be having that. Do I want to use magic? Fine.
Strength through pain.
I could have just used the mummy's movement ability here. But then I wouldn't be able to zap people. And if I don't zap people, then what am I doing with my life? I love this build. Ah, this build is so much fun. By the way, if you want a really, really simple version of this, triple mummy. You triple mummy it up. Just 3 mummies and then the Dark Knight in the back. And it works. Maybe I can interrupt the stance if I'm super lucky. Let's find out. No, I did it. Nice. I might be able to do enough damage for this. Maybe. I'll kill the rogue. Another thing to remember is that we have the second brain, and I was trying to figure out who to give that to. Ow. I need to heal with Mordred. This is becoming a problem I did not foresee.
Ooh, I didn't think it would be this easy.
This sucks. I have to kill the bard or she's gonna run away. And I can't have that. Get squalled. Die. Please. There we go.
Ooh, you know, if this keeps up, I'll be done purging the world ahead.
The Science Mantle. Each round of combat, Iratus can use an additional potion. I think that's really strong, but... Ooh, an unstable armor as well. Because I'm not wearing anything, let's put on the armor. I think Science Mantle is really good, but we don't have any potions, so... Ooh. Question mark? Question mark? Anubis? Question mark? I guess I'm just waiting. Okay, Mordred. Now, this was a request that I didn't think I was going to fulfill. In fact, I distinctly remember responding by saying I wasn't going to do it. But these are strange times we live in, so why not? Why not indeed? It's time for the Reaper.
The sorrows of my enemies will be magnified.
So as many of you know, the Reaper is a wonderful character. Hi, Binky. The Reaper is a wonderful character. Full of many tips and many tricks. And this one is going to get a new brain. I'm really doing this. So the Reaper has two abilities that give stress. We are going to go ahead and go with Hateful Dissection. I love this. This is great, just to get a bunch of wrath. We're going to go with Spectral Flow. This is an AoE attack that is stress. I've been told it hits relatively decently.
Prove yourself worthy of my investment.
The only downside is that the Reaper will have to be in one of the first two positions for this, so that's probably not going to happen, but we'll see. Upgrading Agony into Agony of Terror. Binky has gone the other direction with fire, but we are going to invoke fear in our foes. I'm also definitely not looking at my list of names while I am doing this. I think I'm going to go with Desiccate instead of Expunge here, because I do like ignoring block and ward to interrupt stances. Although we could Expunge just because... Okay, screw it.
Get back to battle.
Let's do it. With Spell Power, I'm going to go with Endless Par. Although Weep the Maelstrom... Actually, this is probably better. Mana Return's always good. Fine. And with the Scythe of Death, we went with the Scythe of Life for Binky because I thought, well, he's kind of low on health. But we're going to go with the Scythe of Oblivion.
I expect results.
I've discussed how this scales, and that's why Solus requested I put a Reaper into a stress build, because we can scale this damage off of both Sanity and Vigor. But my thought was that I was going to do this with like a dual channel build, which I usually never recommend to build. But here we are. Strange world. And we're going to use the Reaper while good old Mordred is currently incapacitated. So let's do as I do, and... That is a lot of dread. Holy crap. I wasn't looking at the name. So I know that someone had a suggestion. It was Quaxocoatl. Quaxocoatl, thank you for your suggestion. And it's a classic Thanatos. I don't remember which pantheon this was, but he is a deity of death. And as I've established, we need more of those, so... Yeah. Probably gonna go down alchemy now. I'm not touching the distraction tree. You can't make me! Alright. So now that I've done even more talking, let's head to battle, shall we? To battle! The unstable armor that I equip, by the way, we've seen a few of them, but it gives us additional block and ward for the first 2 turns of combat. The theory behind that, pretty much, is that you're going to be attacked a lot of times through the first 2 turns of combat, so you might as well, you know, it'll basically be used by then, by the time that the armor's effects wear off. So you might as well use it.
Carve open
and I agree with that
husks.
logic. It's good logic. It's sound logic. Oh, I never explained the swordsman. They kind of missed my whole thing. But basically, they have really low accuracy, but really high luck. And they gain 10 accuracy and 50% critical damage for 3 turns every time they miss. That's unfortunate. By the way, one of the reasons I wasn't a huge fan of the Reaper in a pure stress build is because the Reaper, in my mind, and the Abomination kind of fulfilled the same role. They both offer, like, executions. That's the word. That's what they both do. Can I do enough damage to execute this? I'm still not quite sure how I read this. I'll just kill this guy.
Death.
Always take your kills. Belch. Stitch is hungry. It's okay, Stitches. Ooh, good betrayal, though. Even though he used it to gain lots of stacks. Are we going to talk about that? No, we're not going to talk about that. Oh, it's so good. Now, I suppose one comparison between the Reaper and the Dark Knight, good old Mordred, is that the Reaper is more of a single target character, whereas Mordred was more everyone. Let's see how much damage we do with this. Why not? That was almost a kill. And that's not scaling attack. Owie. Huh. I'm gonna delay. Put some evasion there for him. Darn it. Alright, fine.
Antediluvian evil comes for you.
Now, I was hoping that I'd get a proc of the curse heal for Anubis.
Mine.
But here we are. No curse heal. Stitches! The upgrade for shield, we can either get 2 luck and have a 5% chance to instantly kill the attacker. Bosses are immune. Or we can scale the reflection damage and get 5 vigor. Now, I'm tempted to go with the reflection damage just for the 5 vigor, but I'll take deflect. Although, I just had a thought. A thought, pray tell. How does your luck scale? It's not the worst scaling I've ever seen. That's 24, right? Because if you crit with your ult, how much? I need to know. We're gonna find out.
Magic will shake the very foundations of this world.
Am I about to deviate from my plan and rush to fate so that I can find out if I can insta-kill someone? Yes, I am. I'm glad you asked. I'm glad you noticed that. Truly. I think Anubis is fine. Totally fine. Anubis is fine. We're fine. Fine. Taking the Hourglass. I love spell power. That, and we've assembled now 2 horsemen. There's only 2 left. We're halfway done to this horseman of the apocalypse meme. Yay. Give me my buffs. Now, there's not as much of a point to doing that when we don't have Mordred. But anyway, I would try and chip away at the Bard's wards, but because I need to get as much healing in as possible on Anubis,
my kingdom comes.
We're gonna apply all the curses we can. Lol. Also, the unstable armor provides 10 additional evasion for Kasogba. She is sitting at 77% evasion right now. Holy crap. That's a lot of evasion. Alright, now we get the ward. I don't have fate yet. It's okay. We're okay. It's okay. Don't press the button. I know you want to. You want to press the button, but you're not going to press the button. No one's pressing the button. We're fine. That was a fast insanity, bro. Ooh, skip your turn. Skip your turn. Aww. Look at that 40 healing.
frail
beautiful.
bodies fail.
Hey, skip your turn. Aww. Tell my wife I hate her. That's always one of the funnier ones. Alright. Well, you look dead. I've seen a lot of dead things, and this guy looks dead. Can I eat this? That's a very Stitches question to ask, isn't it? Oh, I'm so close. Oh well. You all saw it. I tried. Touch. Cowardice. Coward. Craven. Isn't it lovely? Look at it. We're all here. Aw, you missed. Thanatos. Oh, they do have 54% evasion.
This is my kind of entertainment.
I guess. Sure. This is fine. Even though everyone keeps missing, that's not quite as fun. Die, 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 die! Yay.
A predictable outcome.
See, that's what you have to do before the Reaper or the Abomination were in the game. You had to just kind of chant and hope that they died. Also, I know what I said, but I'm kind of feeling Thanatos, even though I gave everything to Mordred. One thing I really wanted to do, but I resisted, was making it infested, and that's because they buffed the Crowpaw. This used to be 4 damage for AoE and 10 for single target. But with the infested hitting 4 times with a single target ability, that's a curse for 60 damage. That's a lot of damage. And I really wanted to do that, but as I mentioned, I have resisted for the sake of new things. I hope you're all proud of me. Because I probably won't resist again. The Enchanted Heart. At the start of each round, the mini restores 5% of its vigor. I don't know about that one. A second brain, I want this. And the Vulture's Feather. The minion receives a bunch of luck, accuracy, and evasion when an ally dies. Okay.
Toss it with the rest.
I believe someone was playing with a Lich. The build to do that with, by the way, I'm getting slightly distracted, is with a Lich, because the Lich can kill allies. So you want a Lich, 2 other characters, so that you have 1 empty slot, so that the Lich can either use the Lich to summon a skeleton that you can then sacrifice to get the insane buffs from that and the Cannibal Jaw, or you want to summon a Shade with Conjure Shadows, and then sacrifice it with the Lich to get the insane buffs. And you can get some pretty terrifying numbers. Thanatos, have a second brain. Am I giving this to Thanatos? I kind of want to give it to Kasogtha, but I stand by my fear of Kasogtha dying. Do I stand by that fear? Oh, the real test. A gargoyle, our first construct. A swordsman, elite, rogue, and a bard. This is going to be annoying as crap. Let's use one of these terrifying visages.
Fetching.
Onward, my friends, to great glory. I believe. Okay, we believe. We believe. Try and think of what the priority is here. Don't remove my bum, you son. I'm just targeting the gargoyle with this to remove the ward of the bard. Because I need to focus the bard. I need to not die to the swordsman. I need to not get one shot by the rogue. I need to temper. Okay, so the gargoyle is last then, if I'm gonna go with what I'm thinking. I just need to make sure the swordsman doesn't, 1, 2, off with your head sort of thing. Because that would be annoying. I guess Stitches can start smacking it? Or Stitches can delay? Ooh. Got the acid gland proc. Good job, Stitches. Not that I ever doubted you or anything. There goes all my block. Good miss. No, don't do that. I actually might be able to eat the bard.
Ooh, this one voided its bowels
I'm gonna eat the bard.
just as it died.
That is such a great ability. So good. Here. Ooh, 109 Kasogtha. Putting in the deeps. Now we have a mild issue. Just a small one. Not that big of a deal. Anubis. Ow. This is kind of awkward, isn't it? I can't deflect in this position.
Strength through pain.
Please stun. Nailed it.
Being born was your first
Oh, we didn't get the curse heal procky
Opposing
thingy.
me? Your
Last. Positioning is all screwed up for this. Because Anubis needs to be way in the back. And he cannot move himself. But that's okay. We have the Scythe of Oblivion. That worked out pretty well. Not too bad, not too bad.
A sad display for mortal kind.
Anubis is taking way more damage than I expected him to. Poor Anubis. He's level 20, though. And I'm going to hold out for the last dread upgrade because I'm a greedy little boy. Hi, Thanatos. Thanatos. I'm sorry I doubted you. I came into this being like, okay, maybe I'll Reaper it up with like a side thing. Maybe I'll try in a dual channel build and try something wonky and memey. But no, he just comes in here and just starts slapping. Like, what? I'm sorry I ever doubted you, Solus.
We are much alike, you and I. Revenge is what drives us.
Revenge. So that's the build. You can let me know if you like Mordred. I do think Mordred is very good for, like I said, dealing AoE damage. Dealing with like 4 humanoids, Mordred I think comes out on top of Thanatos. But Thanatos has more survivability than Mordred, especially since I can't use my ult back there, unfortunately. And is more single target oriented, which helps out with our desire to eat everything with Stitches. Devour the world and all that, and I took it a bit literally. But anyway, that is the beginning of the mercenary barracks. Next time, we'll find a path to go down. Somewhere along the lines. I have no idea which direction I'm going. Like I said, we'll find out next time. So thank you all for watching. I hope that you enjoyed. The Stress Team is online. The science will have to continue next time with Fate. Can Stitches eat something in one turn? Find out.
Hey, I want to show you a little magic trick.
Next time. Bye-bye.